All right. Hey, Fish, we are live. It is the Daily Fish Hook. NBA season is over. Was it a good playoff or not? Stanley Cup resumes tonight, and we're going to talk a little U.S. Open. Plus, our guest for Monday's big show holds the record for the most appearances at the Grand Ole Opry. We'll tell you about that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Daily Fish, the Daily Fish Hook. I'm John Daly in Myrtle Beach. He is Eric Schneider in Las Vegas. We may have the hard line with us in Vegas, but right now, the hard line. Hey, Fish, happy Saturday to you. Before we dive into things, anything on your mind or what's hitting you?
Yeah, you have a dog, Nike dog. How old is Nike? 15?
Nike's 15. Yeah, he's doing good though.
Happy Father's Day, buddy. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. If you have an animal, pet, goldfish, you're a father, and I'm a father. And happy Father's Day. Have a great Father's Day weekend. We got a lot of great sports for you, and that's what Father's Day is all about.
Absolutely.
We're getting a break in the weather. It's supposed to be 88 degrees.
Wow.
On Father's Day. I don't like talking weather with you all the time. It's like two old men. But when it's 88 degrees, when it's usually 105, it's easier to barbecue when it's that weather.
Yeah, and you don't smell in bad places either, you know? So, yeah. Okay. Cool. By the way, happy Father's Day to you, because not only are you a father, you're a grandfather now. So it's kind of double fun for you, buddy. All right. Hey, Stanley Cup Finals resume tonight from Colorado with the Avalanche. They won game one, 4-3 in overtime. What an incredible game. And I got to tell you, I'm expecting this series to kind of stay the same. I mean, the games are fabulous.
Yeah. We talk about politicians bending reality, and you know how I feel about politicians. I won't mention it. But ESPN, who I've been attacking relentlessly because I want justice, I want them talking about hockey and baseball. And you teased this whole thing with the NBA playoffs. You'll get to that. They bet. How does some pundits on ESPN think that those NBA finals were even close to any of these hockey games, John? That first game was terrific. Hockey, for some reason, of all four major sports, I'm going to ask you this, your opinion. I think it has the best playoffs as far as competitiveness and drama. You?
I agree with you 100%. And every game that I've watched, and I've watched almost all of them, it's relentless attacking on the goal. It's great goaltending. It's actually great defense. If you score a goal, it's not going to be just one guy strolling in there. It's going to be a team effort, getting the ricochets and doing it. So I love that it is constant attack. It's fun. It's fast. The fact you're seeing it on TV, I have always said to people, you don't watch hockey. Go to a game. If you go to a game, you'll understand how great hockey is. For some reason, television is bringing it like it's live there. And I don't know if it's just the playoffs, because you see the fans in the stands just go absolutely nuts, and you can tell there's a feeling of camaraderie and loyalty to those teams.
Can I piggyback on that, John, for a second? Because a report came out in the New York Times, and we talked about it, you and I, on one of our walks together. It's easy to be the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, because he's a great marketer, but the game sells itself, and the NFL is just king of this nation. Gary Bettman, who's taken so much crap, the NHL had $5.2 billion in revenue surplus. Only one team was in the red. That was the Arizona Coyotes. What a brilliant task by a man who, if you think about it, I'll ask your opinion. It's the fourth major sport. I'm going to make an argument. It's creeping up on baseball right now because the ratings are terrific for the hockey, and they for him to, in a league that isn't mainstream, doesn't get the marketing from its own networks. I'm on ESPN crazy about not talking about it. Yeah. For that to have a kind of revenue and build from a league that was almost defunct from the 1994 entire season was out, and they almost contracted teams. Brilliant move by them. And you're right. They found a way to make it really relevant to watch it on TV. I totally agree with you 1,000%. And the games are so compelling.
And, and they're, everybody says they're big city. And I'm going to say to you, I see it in Raleigh, North Carolina here. Raleigh, North Carolina is really, it's not a big city. I mean, it's a good city, but they're college basketball crazy up there. Yet at the same time, to look at how they embrace the Hurricanes. Look at Tampa Bay. So I agree with you. Plus, you've got the Canadian side of it with, those great teams that actually played this year, and competing in the Stanley Cup. So I agree with you. I think hockey's beginning to make a really good move, and I think a lot of it has to do with the cities because people are staying in the cities. It's creating more loyalty. I think it kind of ties into soccer. I think soccer is going to be, taking things over slowly but surely. Certainly from baseball. I don't think from football. I think pro football and college football are here to stay. But I agree with you. Hockey's making a move. I think hockey's making a move, and I think soccer's making a move.
You're 1,000% right. You're talking about Edmonton and Calgary, which had a phenomenal 7-game series that came down to the final, to an overtime. And what hockey has going for right now that I wish baseball has 2 great rivalries, 3. The Yankees and the Red Sox, Dodgers and Giants, and the Cubs and the Cardinals, and they're not emphasizing this enough. And it would be nice that the Red Sox are playing great ball, but the Yankees have won 15. I'm not segueing 15 out of 16. Football has its natural rivalries. Hockey has major rivalries. I mean, Toronto and Buffalo, Edmonton, Calgary, now Vancouver and Seattle. The Knights have developed a rivalry, the Golden Knights in Vegas, with the Kings and the Sharks and the Kings. And if Arizona decides to get up and move, there's 10 cities that have put at least 10,000 fans to vie for season tickets. I'm talking about Sacramento, San Antonio. Atlanta wants to get back in the game. That's a major city that lost. So kudos to hockey. I'm not trying to say we're not trying to sell hockey here. We try to lighten it up and tell people that if you want to watch something that's very, very good and very entertaining and fast moving, watch the National Hockey League, please. People in Vegas watch it. Just because the Knights are out doesn't mean you can't support the league. The league needs you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to tie into that really quickly is that I've got people down here in the Carolinas who are Rangers fans. They traveled to Tampa. I mean, they went to Tampa to see the playoff games. I've got other fans who have gone up and they go up to New York just to see a game from the Carolinas. They'll drive up and they'll actually do that. So you see that. I've got my best buddy from my high school years, Ken Hine, and he is a diehard Whalers fan. He is still bitter about the Whalers moving to the Carolinas and becoming the Hurricanes. He's still bitter about that. So there's a lot of, for some reason, hockey just creates a ton of passion, and I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, I didn't want to throw that in there. Do you want me to go to NBA, or you got anything else on the NHL?
No, I think it's great. Go to the NBA because I got a fishy.
Well, and this is a good one because actually you brought this up to me when we were walking, and I was like, he's kind of right. So the NBA playoffs have been great. I mean, they went to Game 6, but the finals, were they not that great? And if you think about it, there were no nail biters. I mean, there were no, at the buzzer type things. Now, does that make it bad? Does that make it, what do you think? So give me your, because I know you got a fishy on it, and I like your opinion on it.
6 games, all 10-point or more spreads. You need a buzzer beater. You need it to come down to something that what the microcosm of this series was Game 5. Steph Curry went 0 for 3-point shots for the first time since May of 2018, right, John? And they still won by a ton. I do 12. The 103-90 in the final game. There was no games that went down to the hockey. It wasn't like baseball and go on to the final or football games like the great playoffs we had with Cincinnati and the last plays in the Super Bowl and the championship games. Do you need that to be great games? You're right. No. But to me, it will not be a memorable series other than the fact that I would put Steph Curry at that table with Jordan and Magic and Bird and Kobe and Shaq and LeBron and some of the top 15. And this guy, I agree with Stephen A. Smith on one thing. God might have made this kid the best shooter of all time. And he had a bad game in Game 5, and they still won. Let me ask you this, John. Where do you put Steve Kerr? Do you put Steve Kerr in the same as the Greg Popovich's, same category, same the Popovich's and the Red Auerbachs and the Phil Jacksons, Pat Riley's? He's got to be close, right? 8 championships.
I'd say he's close. I wouldn't put him with Red Auerbach and Phil Jackson just yet, but I would put him up there in the next rung. I mean, 4 NBA championships in 8 seasons, and then doing almost like a rebuild in the middle of it. I think it's phenomenal. I give him credit. I think, and again, going back to your original point about, okay, this wasn't an exciting, great series. it was kind of a nerdy series. I mean, if you're somebody who's really into the coaching, because I mean, those games took big waves and turns. I mean, the Celtics, after the first two games, they think, okay, man, they're really there. They hit a flat spot. I think a lot of it has to do with the coaching. Both coaches, I thought, were fabulous. And I think the players made different changes. I think going back to our hockey thing, where hockey's so exciting, the NBA does get boring. And I remember Chris Berman was playing at a celebrity golf event with him. And I said to him, I go, hey, the NBA lottery's today. He goes, who cares? Who's going to watch that? And I'm going, well, I think a lot of people will definitely watch it. But at the same time, too, people are calling me. Why are people calling me? Jesus.
Who cares? People call me too. I don't look down.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
wait a minute. You know what that is, folks? We gave John shit last week. That's John's driver. Remember?
It's my writer. It's my driver.
Yeah, that's his driver. John, where are we going today? Are we going to go on a tour of the Carolina beaches? Do you want to go to there's a great, oh my God, they're having a sailing festival down here. It's
no, it'd be more of a shrimp festival.
I'm going to text your driver. John's busy right now. Fuck off.
Okay, good. So, but when I said that to Chris Berman, and he goes, no, the NBA stands for the National Boring Association. And I always kind of remembered that. And I know that there's a lot of people, and I would say there were some years there where it was just kind of, it's the kind of back and forth, whereas college basketball was a little bit more interesting. So I think in some respects, the NBA, and again, I enjoyed this series. And I think I enjoyed it for the nerdiness, because I like seeing what the coaches were doing and the things that they had to change. So I think that's where NBA gets a little bit of a knock. But I agree with you. You brought that up to me, and I thought, you know what? There haven't been any buzzer beaters. There haven't been a ton of them. That's for sure.
I'll give you an addendum. We talk heavily on this show about social media and the impact of cell phones, and that the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing was the most trended and most watched thing on social media in 5 years. And the Kardashians on Hulu now is one of the top rated shows that are streaming. This series, more people on TNT. The Charles Barkley's talked about Steph Curry's parents went through a divorce, and all they talked about them bringing them significant others or their dates to the games, and where they were sitting in close proximity and kept showing. I'm too old school. Again, I've never gave a damn about who's at a game, who's calling the game. When the Raiders play the Chiefs, I don't care if it's Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. I care about the game. Now we're into the TikTok world of, Del Curry's with his new girlfriend. They're 7 rows behind his mother. If you have to talk about that during an NBA game, maybe that sells it. I don't know.
Well, and and to be honest with you, it's infected everything. I mean, we got the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, which to me was just ridiculous. If you paid attention to it, you don't know what you're talking about. And at the same time, too, and again, we don't like to get into politics and we don't like to talk about news, but look what's going on in the news business. And it's all about, and again, you and I are guilty of this since we've done screenwriting, and we know that there's a formula, and there's a formula to get people's attention. And a lot of that is story structure. And primarily it's making whoever your main character is the hero of the story. And what we do now is we make everybody feel like they're the hero of their own story. So you've got to have that excitement that's going on there. And it gets away from, you and I, when we were sports fans, when we were in the 70s and 80s, we dissected what happened, what was going on, and stuff like that. It's different now. It's a totally different thing.
It is, but I can't call people. The young people that work around me said, "Fish, wake up. This is a new world. We care more about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard than what you cared about when you were a kid. This is what if we did a podcast just about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and broke it down about the poop in the bed and all the ramifications of it, we'd have the most views. I understand that now. Okay, I have an open mind. I can't say it's idiotic. That's what our society is. It's just the way it is right now. It's not going to change. Do I? And whether I agree or don't agree with it, it's the way it is. When's the next one going to happen? When we're watching an NBA game and the announcers are focused on Curry's parents are going through divorce and what do you think was going to happen? Did they think that the new girlfriends are going to meet each other and fight, have a steel cage match? I don't know. I don't know. Casey Evans is a great bartender here in Las Vegas. If we do another bartending segment about the young bartenders in town, this kid's killing it. I don't want to say words because it's competition to me, but I'm
Sure.
a better bartender, but he's better look. You know what he looks like? He looks like the lead
Better
singer
looking
from
than
Blink
you?
180. He looks like he looks like the lead singer from Blink 182. Big
Oh,
sports fan, and he
cool.
told he took the Celtics, and Curry just went off. He's right.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff. I still think a lot of the entertainment problems we're having with everything going on in the world today. But anyway, hey, U.S. Open has been really competitive. I'm going to be glued to it the next couple of days. What was really strange, and I brought this up last week. I thought, oh, it's going to be really wild with all those Boston fans. They're typical, loudmouth fans that always heckle. There really hasn't been a lot of heckling. There's been a lot of decorum there. And there's also been some good golf. I think the history of this is fabulous with the Francis Ouimet story back in 1913. I would suggest people go watch the film, The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf. It tells the story back in 1913, which was the same year I was born, Fish. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, well, shit. What was it like, John, when they delivered milk by a horse and carriage?
Uh,
John was alive when they used to bring ice blocks,
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. I used to sit on the ice.
I'll segue into something. Heidi's Hollywood on Monday is going to talk about The Offer. I've been telling John to watch this.
Mhm.
I said, Heidi, you're in the business. You critique stuff. You know it a little better than I do, maybe not. It's the best limited series I've ever seen. I get a text from Heidi this morning, 6:35. She goes, Miles Teller, who's a star of Offer, is a cross between Steve McQueen, Warren Beatty, and Paul Newman, guys that were very big in Don and I've been with.
Sure.
And then she says, The Offer is one of the best series I have ever seen. We're going to talk about that on Monday, and we'll have Gary Muledeer on and stuff like that. Because we have to talk about entertainment. If the sports that we're watching right now were as entertaining as that limited series about the making of The Godfather, and John actually knows a guy who wrote a book about that. We're going to try and have on the show.
We're going to have him on in the future, and the book is called "Leave the Gun, Take the Cannoli," and which is one of the great lines from the Godfather. But a lot of what he writes about in the book, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, unfortunately. But he, all the stuff you're telling me, and I haven't had a chance to watch The Offer yet. I definitely.
Wait a minute! God damn it! I read it. It's either Jeremy Settles or Joe Watts. I can't think of the guy's name.
It has to be. It has to be one or the other. But everything you've told me has been, yes, absolutely. Everything you've told me about The Offer, I've read about in the book, and so it's phenomenal stuff. And again, it's 50 years. It's going to be 50 years since The Godfather came out. So classic.
John, you and I go through this. We watch things. I watched a movie called The Invincible with Mark Wahlberg. Came out 15 years ago. And there's a scene with him and Greg Kinnear plays Dick Vermeil. And I always bullshit about this. I said, I'm at the theater screaming, that's not true. Because they meet and he goes, where'd you play high school ball? Vermeil says to Vince Pauli's character played by Mark Wahlberg. He goes, well, it's the first time I played since high school. And I'm screaming, I'm in the theater. Bullshit. The guy played in the World Football League with Jim Kick and Larry Zonka. And they kept that out of the film. The Offer. Okay. It's all been verified from Ruddy, the producer that wrote this thing based on the book, and also wrote his memoirs, and Francis Ford Coppola, and Jimmy Caan, and Gian. We did a script for Gianni Russo. Wait do you see his stories involved in getting into this thing? And Al Pacino. So when you see things that are verified, and you see the backstories and the drama and the how compelling it is to get this thing done with, oh my God, with all the obstacles, wow, it's great.
Yeah. No, looking forward to it. And again, I was riveted by this book. I mean, I listened to it and I knocked it off in about 2 or 3 days, working out or walking the dog. So fabulous. Hey, real quick here. I know we're kind of filling up our time here, but Deshaun Watson news. It seems to be their NFL is going to make a decision before training camp. I'm reading some stuff. Some rumors say he might be gone for the whole year. Are you hearing anything?
I'm going to make you a prediction on this.
Okay.
He won't get more than a 4-game suspension. Okay. Because I saw a little thing with Jimmy Haslam, who's the owner of the Browns, saying, do you think we would have signed this guy and looked that stupid? And that lets you know it's an old boys league. He wasn't convicted. Everyone, ESPN, I love. Hope you sponsor the show. Fox, Colin Cowherd. Forget about Trevor Bauer and his situation. It's totally different. They're trying to compare the two. I know a lot of in defense of Deshaun Watson, he wasn't convicted, but I know a lot of Browns fans that are pissed off. One, that the Browns took this distraction, and two, that you can't think the 24 women, they're all lying. You can't, there's something that's going on there. That being said, I always give the benefit of the doubt. If it's a 4-game suspension, that's doable for the Browns. They'll find someone to carry the load until then. If it's a year suspension, how bad, John Daly, and you have family that's, I always say this, your wife and your great mother-in-law are big Browns fans. How pissed off is the Browns nation? That's a year suspension.
I think they'd be really pissed off. Yet at the same time, I still think there's a lot of people that are really pissed off that they even brought him in just because of the allegations. So I don't know. It'll be a real curious year, and I guarantee you, we will not be picking the Browns to win the AFC Central. That's for sure this year.
Hey, talk about prop bets. How about fishy? I know you. Hardison gives me a little text all the time. Whenever the Orioles win, I get a text. The Orioles are what, 29 wins? The Orioles need to win 31 games that are last 102, and Fish cashes out a ticket, baby. And Steve Sir, he goes, I'm watching this one. So
Wow.
baseball is going to give us some great drama, hopefully down the stretch. I'm upset the Angels aren't playing well. I don't go with your thing. I can't believe the Yankees are 45-16. You kidding me? It's nuts.
I got to tell you, they've done some really good things where they've gotten away from some of the superstars. They brought in some really good role players. They got this kid who's the closer. Oh my God, this guy is got Mariano Rivera type numbers. So there's a lot of I think really good things happening with the Yankees. And again, I'm a Red Sox fan, and I can look at them and I can say, hey, they're the best team in baseball. Here's the other thing too. I'm hearing people talking about that the Angels are going to trade Mike Trout, that they're going to get out from underneath him. And I don't know. What do you think?
I'm hearing Mike Trout across the Chavez Ravine for Trey Turner and Urias, which they give away one of their starting pitchers, and Trey Turner's having a great year. Imagine Trout in that lineup. And they're getting Bueller back in 6 weeks. But we still have a whole baseball team. Can I ask you a question about baseball? Do you think that you think Judge has a chance to get in the 60s in home runs? I do. He's at what, 26 right now or 27?
I think he's got a chance. He's, unfortunately, he's just prone to injury. So I know at some point he's probably going to get hurt. But at the same time, too, he's, on games where the Yankees almost get shut out, they get 1 or 2 runs because of him. And so even the good pitchers are not getting him out. So he's having a spectacular year. He's getting hot at the right time financially for him.
Stop. My line. Did you not shave? John Daly didn't shave. There you go. That's where the driver's taking him to go to. John goes to one of those old barbershop places. They're great. They put the steam on your thing, like in The Godfather. They do this. You got to wonder if the the razor's going to slip or something like that. You didn't shave. Good. Way to go, bud. I'm rubbing off on you, man. The heathen idiot that I am is rubbing off on you. Go Dodgers. That would be crazy. Way to go, Casey. Go Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get a bikini wax today. So that's the other reason I didn't shave.
You know, buddy, you know what? I love the fact that you're really, really attracting your feminine side. That's a great thing about you. You pull the schwa better than anyone. We're talking about, life and entertainment, and we're talking about how the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing. People audition for these things, and we're putting together Daily Fish. I wanted Ahmad Rashad for the job, and then you came out. You killed it. You killed it with your audition because you found your feminine side, man. You talked about caviar on Triscuits and stuff like that, and you drink the greatest kind of wines. And oh my God, the best thing you ever did was you went on a remote to this great winery and your phone froze. And I picture you. Yeah. It was great.
That was actually my best appearance, I think, so far on Daily Fish. But hey, folks, just a reminder, we kind of touched on this. Our guest Monday is going to be Gary Muledeer. He is one of the funniest men in the world. He's also a great singer. He does a great Johnny Cash impersonation. He holds the record for the most appearances at the Grand Ole Opry. So we're going to talk to him about that. He's just a great guy. He's a ton of fun. Go ahead. Go for it.
Gary Muledeer. I love the guy. I've seen the guy. He's phenomenal. But I ask you this. Is his name have, because I had a couple of customers that Shucks asked about this. Hey, I'll watch your show Monday. Chris Clark and the staff at Centennial Hospital, that are going to have a little watch party. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And thank you for what you do. Centennial Hospital is across the street from Chuck's Tavern. I said, you got to watch this Gary Mule Deer guy. He made a good comment. He goes, is he Native American? Because it sounds like a Native American name. And I'll ask Daly because Daly's friends with them. Mule Deer sounds like a Native, like, you know.
He does have some Native American, but he always says, I said, is that your real name? And he goes, no, he says, my name used to be John Mule Deer.
Okay, well, thank God. Can you imagine his name was John Deere? He had John Deere tractor hat on?
But he's a great guy, and I've been fortunate enough to I played in a number of celebrity golf events with him, and we just became very good friends. And over the years, so he's been great. He's dying to come on Daly Fish, so he's been talking about he's wanted to come on, but he's been on the road so much. And Gary's in his 70s. He's still performing all over the place. So he's.
Oh, John, speaking about past guests and want to come on, breaking news: Robert Hayes is still talking about his move to Hawaii in the fire. He's in the background. It's now at about 3 days, 4 hours, and 42 minutes. You know, that show last Monday was wonderful. Heidi Hardison, the great segment. But this guy, I mean, I got a lot of comments saying, wow, you know, Airplane was such a big movie in the comedic genre to get us out of a bad mood. And I said it. Yeah. Caddyshack, that movie, Animal House are the three movies. If you're in a bad, and Arthur. Remember Arthur, John, with Dudley Moore, the original one?
Absolutely.
Not the one with Russell Brand.
Yes.
If you're in a bad
and don't forget Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God. Oh man, Blazing Saddles. You kidding me? Wait. Maybe I'll take a shot. I got the campfire.
Are you looking for something?
Well, I was looking for the campfire scene because, you know, it's funny. I was watching Blazing Saddles. What I did, I watched the Blazing Saddles on one of my days that I'm getting prepped to go to work before I took my nap. And then I watched The Godfather because I had to watch The Godfather when I got done streaming The Offer, just because it's just a brilliant movie. And then you see the little, I can't wait for you to watch it. I can't wait to talk about it with Heidi on Monday. But we got some great guests coming up in the future. We're working on some real superstars. So I would love to get Doug Flynn back on the show. He's a good friend of yours. I want to do State of Baseball around the All-Star break because he's got some, even though the guy sounds like he sounds like Bubba Gillum. Yeah, but if those two guys got into a debate about national politics, well, Doug, what do you think about what the hell going on in the economy today? Well, Bubba, let's have a shot of wild turkey and we'll sit a spell and talk about it. You know, two great guys. But as we move on and we get close to training camp in football, I know you're excited about that. We'll do our NFL predictions with Hardline and the over and unders. I want to do a State of Baseball. People say I do love baseball. You know, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on my national pastime. But I have to understand with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. I have to open my mind and say it's not working. And that is, you know, I guarantee you, more people watch Johnny Depp and Amber Heard that final day of the trial than any baseball game in the last 10 years. Guarantee it. Or they're on a thing. And to me, I hate to say, we're live right now to millions of people. I get it and I don't get it. I don't care about their lives. I don't, you know. If a girl shit in my bed, okay, two things are happening. Okay, those sheets are gonna be in the dumpster in 5 minutes. It's not getting a call back.
Yeah.
And I paid $100 for her.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to cook for her either. That's for sure. So, but all right. Well, on that great note, again, this is the Daily Fish Hook. We have a whole lot more coming for you on Monday, including we got our schmuck of the week, who's got the swag, and of course, Fish has got something fishy he's going to hit us with. The Hardline will be here as well. He's going to have his picks and prop bets for the week coming up. And of course, we mentioned Heidi's Hollywood is going to talk about The Offer. So we're going to delve into that. So we got some really, really good stuff coming up. Go for it, Fish.
Can I go a couple of Vegas things? Let's talk about this guy, two-time alumni of the show. Michael Shapiro's show opens this weekend.
That's right.
Yeah, that's great. That's a billboard for Reckless in Las Vegas. We promoted that show a year ago, and now he's finally got his residency, and I had a chance to see the stage and the setup, and it's exciting for a local guy that's worked that long. He kind of reminds me of Fish and Daly and Fish. We're trying to get this podcast going. Got a wonderful show, and someone took a shot on this guy, and that's great. And then here's the icon, John. Tell us about this new new platform we have.
Actually, Hey Vegas TV, it's a streaming platform. They're going to start airing Daily Fish. All you got to do is just go to Hey, Vegas TV.com, and you can see us on there. You can see a lot of other good shows about what's going on in Vegas. Vegas is booming. The fact that they're getting a streaming network like this, very professional. These are people who had been in the TV industry in Vegas as well that we know, and they love our show. And in fact, they were watching the Shapiro show, and that's when they said, "Hey, we got to get these guys on there too." So Michael Shapiro is very helpful to us. That's for sure.
Not only that, but on this Father's Day weekend, I want to do a tribute to you, John. You're like an older brother to me, and your father-in-law, Dave, who used to make fun of me all the time, was a great person to be around. I was probably around Dave 10 times in my life, and never. When you're around people like him that make you laugh, that means you're giving something to somebody. That means you want to be around him. And I know when Father's Day come around, you're lucky to have him in your life, buddy. You did.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
he's passed. I think about him every March Madness. I think about you and Dave at Caesar's Palace, and I do think about the great games. And the look on his face when you're sitting there with 20 screens, big screens, and in the sports book, he's going nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we miss him dearly, and we do think about him all the time. We got pictures of him all over the place. So he's somebody we'll be thinking about tomorrow as well. So
happy Father's Day to Casey Evans, one of the top, between Marcus Mosier and the Centennial staff and the people at Chuck's Tavern and all the old ladies that like John and the Golden Girls down in South Carolina. Casey Evans is one of our number one fans. Hey, happy Father's Day to you, Casey. You gotta, you and Jade have some great girls right there. Do me a favor, Casey. I know you're watching right now. Do not give those girls your haircut. Give them a chance at life, you bastard. All right. We gotta get you on the show, Casey, because I swear to God, when you come on, the other two members of Blink 182 are going to do a reunion.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, sounds good. All right.
All right, buddy.
So remember, everybody, Daily Fish is live on Facebook on Mondays. Again, today's the hook. We do the hook on Saturdays or Sundays. But Daily Fish is live on Facebook Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You can go to Facebook at daily.fish.5, the number 5. We're also on Facebook on the Myrtle Beach Golf Channel and Myrtle Beach Grand Strand Life. You can catch us on YouTube at Daily Fish as well. And we are on Wingding TV. So you can go to Wingding TV. You can get the app as well. You can go to wingdingtv.com as well. And like we mentioned before, Hey Vegas TV. Just go to HeyVegasTV.com and you can see us there. You can also hear us on all the other ones like Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Stitcher, and iHeart. If you got a suggestion, you want to throw something at us, got a question for us, drop us a line at dailyfish, the number 1 at gmail.com, dailyfish1 @gmail.com. And we are ready to rock and roll. I'm just excited. The next, today and tomorrow, I'm going to be glued to the TV set. Great. This is just a great time of year, isn't it?
Yep. Morikawa. I'm a big Morikawa. I always pick Morikawa and everything. Yeah. I don't want to talk to you more.
I got JT winning. I'm picking JT.
JT too. Let's talk more on Monday. Remind me when we have our conversations. I want to talk more about the controversy with the LIV, and it's becoming like the Hatfield-McCoys. It's great. Hardest thing got it right, John. Controversy brings more people. Stephen A. Smith talked about it. Give it 12 minutes on First Take. I was shocked. They never talk about golf unless Tigers and it makes the cut. So that's good. I'm telling you, it's good for the sport. I want to leave the show, John. I'll take you out. I want to leave the show because I think, as times are tough right now in the world and the economy, this and that, it's Father's Day weekend, and we need this guy and his the family too. We need this guy's laughter to come in our lives. And hey, rest in peace, Ray Liotta. Daily Fish loves you.
Absolutely.
Not a boy. $4 million. The city cops say fine. Your counsel has not said anything, but they promise to break their silence soon with a press conference. No, son of a bitch! Will be never seen. Stay tuned.
While we showed that clip, your driver just texted me. He wants to know He wants to know if you're going to do French cuisine tonight or you're going to have Japanese being catered in. He's going to go pick it up for you. So, hey, he's going to drive 100 miles to get it for you, man. God, you're a lucky man. Got a great wife, beautiful wife. She's a breadwinner in the house, and you got a guy driving around North Carolina to try and find you sushi. Prick.
And I have Daly Fish. So what more can
You
I
got me, but I'm your little brother, man. So, anyways, I'll take you out. Great one. Hardline, wherever you are. Happy Father's Day. I know you got a dog, and we love you. We'll see you Monday, guys.
Take care. Enjoy the weekend.